Okay, I'm gonna try it again. Having alignment when you are working on something is extremely important. I was asked for my viewpoint on what alignment is. And so I'm going to record it and I'm going to post it. And again, my YouTube channel is kind of like a video journal of my experience working with shamans, my own interpretation of energy, um, the training that I've had, the experience that I've had over the last 20 years. Has it been 20 years? Okay, so I started school for massage therapy in like 2002. Um, Due to different life things that came up, I ended up graduating from like a third school because I moved to Idaho to help take care of my dad in the middle of my education. But I graduated from massage school in 2008. Um, so since like 2002, and it's 2025 right now, over 20 years of experience working with other humans in a close interpersonal way. And informed consent is really, really important when you're working with other people, um, especially if they have rape or molestation or they have a history of like severe abuse, if they have a history of um, slavery or genocide. Like I have military veterans who have extreme trauma. I have, I'm descended from the Cherokee Trail of Tears. I'm descended from the Holocaust. And there are things that even though you've not actually experienced a genocide, you've not lived in a genocide, you've not grown up in a genocide. However, there are things that are handed down in families, stories that are told, lessons that have been learned that um, is really like, oh, once you figure that stuff out, it's like, oh, it makes sense to me why my my dad always did that, or my grandma always said that, or my my mom does things this way. Um, and those are, I don't know, those are things that I think are really important to know about your own self, to love and understand and accept your own self and why you do the things you do. Um, Alignment is when my soul and my intention and my perception are asking a question, right? Um, and another person has the intention of answering that question or that intention. Similar to like paint. You take a paint chip into a paint store and you match the color so that you can get like an exact match for the color of your wall, right? It's alignment. You are talking about the same thing. You are discussing the same thing. You are in agreement that you're on the same page, on the same level. You understand each other. Um, and if you are not in alignment with this person, um, then there's going to be fallout from that energetically, right? So I'm trying to think. Pardon the pause. I'm just trying to think of the reason why, or like an example of how that would play out in life. So let's say that okay, there's an energy healer, there's a Reiki master or a person that knows how to do energy healing, and they want to do this energy thing for you. Um, or I think of Reiki because it's something that would be beneficial. But if my intention is not a yes, an agreement to the energy or the intention that you're sending, then we're not in alignment. And if we're not in alignment, does that energy just bounce back to you? Does that energy go to somebody else? Right? Like, if somebody said yes, then who said yes? Who are you connected to then? And I think that's really important to be aware of. Like, you can't force your intention on other people energetically. And if their no is a no, there are spiritual repercussions that happen. There are things that are a natural consequence. And that's something that I personally think, and just in my experience over the last 20 something years, that people don't always understand. They think that if they're really strong, they can force you to do things. But the reality is that we don't own other people. Like, you cannot own my soul. You are not God. You did not create me, so you don't have authority over me or my soul or my body. If you want something, you're going to probably have to have a conversation with me. You're going to probably need to talk to me. And there are people that would ask the question, like, what if it, like, a plan was set in motion and, like, I was just a wheel, I was just a cog in the wheel, right? What if I was just like a spoke on that wheel and I wasn't the person that actually made the wheel, right? Like, what if my boss at work made me do something that I knew was unethical or I knew was inappropriate? Did you know that it was inappropriate? Did you ask questions? Did you try to make sure that it was okay? Did you try to get consent? Did you do what your heart knew was the right thing to do? If you are fighting back and you are saying this is inappropriate and you are doing what you know in your own heart and your own soul is the correct thing to do, then you're not the one that's going to deal with the fallout, right? Like, there's a spiritual repercussion. That's what energy is spirit, right? Like, it's not physical, it's something energetic, and that's spirit, and that is bound by spiritual law, right? Like, there's physics laws about, like, an object in motion stays in motion until it's stopped, right? Like, there's natural law that happens that we as human beings don't have control over. So there's like a reaction for everything that we do. And if I'm doing what I know in my heart is the right thing to do, then I'm not getting the fallout from that choice, right? And another thing that somebody asked me that I think is relevant to put in this is, how do women stay safe? In our world, which is often very abusive and violent to women, like, how do women stay safe in a world where some women, like, you can't even walk down the street without a man assaulting you? I'm glad that I live in the USA. I'm glad that I'm an American. I'm glad that we have freedoms. But there are some places on the planet that do not have those same choices. So women do things like wear this, it's like a plastic cup, and it kind of fits inside you, inside your vagina, right? Because that's what we're talking about. And it has razor blades in it. So if a man tries to physically force himself on you, it like cuts him and hurts him and not the female. So energetically, if somebody tried to do something to you that was similar to like a rape, because people do it physically, so if you can reach out and connect to other people energetically, somebody is probably trying to do that. Right? Like we have the warning labels on preparation H for a reason. Do not put this into your mouth because somebody at some point did it. So that's my viewpoint. And I think that awareness about energetics, especially when you don't understand them and you don't have a frame of reference and you just have an ability to do something, I think it's important to have the training and understand the ethics of this spiritual ability. Right? Because I have the ability to grab a razor blade and slit my own wrists, but I don't do it. And a lot of human beings don't do it because it would be detrimental to our own health and our own life. Right? Human beings have the ability to do a lot of things, but it doesn't mean that we do them. Right? We've learned over the years that there are some things that cause us harm. So think about that when you're saying like, oh, I have the ability to do something, whether it's like hacking into somebody's life with electronics, whether it's using an energetic gift, whether it's physically forcing yourself on someone. I just think it's important to put that out there. And today I'm wearing my rape awareness pants. So they're teal. It was a part of a movement for like April to spread awareness. Wear teal for rape awareness. And I'm glad that we live in a country where we can do those things and where we do have that choice, because there are a lot of places in the world where women don't. So, in honor of that, and something that's important to my heart, because I am a female and I think it's important, someone asked, what happens energetically in like a sexual experience? What happens in a rape situation? Because I have said for years that I don't carry the energy signature of rape. Like, I don't carry it. I'm not the rapist. And what that means is that when a man and a woman are intimate together, whether it's by choice or not by choice, when a woman orgasms, she is like pulsing and accepting a man into her. We are trying to hold on to a man energetically when we do that. And sometimes that connection that they both have can turn into like a controlling power dynamic on what can I make this other person do with this connection. Now, obviously, if you're in a healthy relationship, that's not happening, right? Hopefully. But there are times when, like, especially if it's a rape situation, like, a woman is not going to want to hold on to the rapist. She's not going to want to retain a connection. The person, like, you didn't orgasm, so the rapist is not nestled safely within you energetically. And I did have a client ask, but what happens when a baby is involved, when a woman gets pregnant from a rape? And that is a little different. That is like the energy of that person. And it doesn't, you don't have to view it as that. you can shift your perspective. You can look at it as like it's not a who, but a what, right? Distance yourself from it in a way that it is not that person's energy, right? Like if your intention is to keep the baby because it's not a baby's fault, what happens in a rape, right? Um, Instead of it being a who, it is a what, right? What kind of energy am I carrying? What kind of energy signature is that? Is it shame? Is it guilt? Is it violence? Is it addiction? Um, like there are different energy signatures that you can focus on and like do Reiki for and do clearing for, and it doesn't, you don't have to look at it as like this energy connection to this person. You can look at it as the energy signature of a shame. You can look at it as the energy signature of addiction. The person was on drugs when they did it, and you can fight back energetically in other ways. But I think the key thing to remember is that like you didn't orgasm during a rape. You did not try to latch on. You did not energetically hold on to them. They are not nestled within you energetically. Um, and I think that that's something that as a female, women think about things like that, especially if they've experienced a rape. And I think that's important to say and for women to know. They're not within you. They do not control you. Okay. If you have other questions, feel free to leave a comment. I hope that helps. I hope it brings solace. Even just a sliver of silver lining. That's what I hope. Okay. Have a good day.